boy.
You are not saying nothing, mate. Don't you even worry about it. Right. Get over there and read. On you go. Get over there.
Yeah, we'll probably get put off YouTube if we probably discuss something you're sitting there.
Well, are you watching this?
No.
Are you not watching nothing? Have you just turned that off?
Yes.
You're a nightmare, you mate. I knew you were going to be like this as soon as we started.
That's
Come
okay.
here.
Take
Come
your
here.
time. No problem.
Come here.
Oh my God.
Right. Come on. We discussed this. Over here. It's because you've been in a radio studio too many times. You're too comfortable.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's
all right. Don't worry
like
about it.
Folk have kids and they don't really make them a part of their lives. Their kids kind of become their lives.
Sure.
And I'm not really about that. I want him to experience all the stuff I didn't get to
Sure.
do. So if it means coming and doing
That's okay.
a podcast and coming into his dad's work. He was back at Stage of Breakneck last night.
All right. Okay.
Didn't give a crap. Which is good actually.
Yeah, that is good.
And because he's autistic, he'll just go with whatever he wants, really.
Yeah. Well, as
I
long
like
as
your
he's
attitude, brother.
comfortable, that's the main thing.
And he's looking very comfortable.
You're looking
right
very comfortable, actually. I'm now thinking that should be my position in these podcasts.
That would make it a very different show. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Sheep. Bye. Oh, that's cool. I love the sheep as well. That's an important addition.
Yeah, it belonged to my cousin. I think I spoke about it on one of the podcasts.
Right.
So he basically done a job for an antiques dealer.
Okay.
Who's got a really nice Jag. He's
Right.
actually, the antiques dealer's actually dead now.
Oh.
But he's basically told my cousin, he's like, I don't have any money. I can't fix this, but I need my car to kind of keep the business going, like,
Right.
so I could even get any money in.
Oh, yeah.
And my cousin's like, I've heard that before, And he knew him, and he knew he's a bit of a likely lad sort of thing.
Okay.
And so sometimes you'll get paid, sometimes you'll know. And,
Right, got you.
and he says, I've got two things. He says you could come and you could choose from the two of them.
Okay.
And one of them was this. And he had this other thing. It was about 3 times the size of that, but it was a bull.
Oh, right.
It was a big, huge bull. And he says he liked the bull, but he just thought, I can't put that in my living room. It's just too big.
I used to live in we just bought a house which is just an ex-council house. It's everything we want. It's actually everything we've ever wanted, to be honest.
Sure.
But we used to live in this house that my wife's dad owned. It's quite a posh. He's done a lot of work to it. He's still not finished it.
Sure.
So it's a podcast for another time. But on the street, they were all quite well to do and they're all quite retired. And at the end of the street, one day, this guy ends up with this panther, giant, like steel panther. in his front garden.
Yeah.
And it's the talk of the street. Like people you haven't even talked to are coming up and going, have you seen this fucking panther? It's like, it's like and he's a wee bit of an odd cat. And so eventually I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I'm going to ask him. So I go marching up when he's having a discussion about someone else I remember that he's talking to this guy who's got his dog, and this guy can't take his eyes off the panther, but he's clearly not talking about it. He's just like, we're all dying to know. I go, all right, okay, what's the deal with the panther? That's not something an average person has in their front garden.
No.
And he goes, I've always wanted one. I'm 72. I've always wanted one. They had one in the local garden centre, and I've spent years trying to talk them into talking them down on it.
Yeah.
He wanted thousands of pounds. And eventually it came down to this manager at Christmas who just went, $1,000 and it's yours. Just get it away. I'm never selling this.
Yeah.
We're never selling this bloody panther. Everyone comes in here, but you're the only one that's ever shown any interest in taking it with the fucking things. I don't even know if it's on the books anymore. So, and then then there was the problem of hiring a truck big enough to come and guys to come and get this fucking thing. So there it is, this panther. And I went, our panther's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Even after you're dead, this giant. Who's going to move in this house and get rid of
that's devalued the whole house.
It's devalued the whole house. But I like this. This is a little more my speed, to be honest. I'd love to get something like that just to put it in the front garden. I get why the guy did it. Because I think it'd be nothing there's nothing funnier than like, what's the deal with a panther? Like, he's probably sitting there chuckling at night.
Yeah.
Them all going,
All he knows it's a talking point.
why have they got that fucking panther?
Yeah. Well, everybody that comes on, they also go, what's the deal with the ram?
It's very cool.
Well,
I think it's
we
very
have to kind of explain it. So
Maybe that's as an Ayrshironian. We fuck owls, we don't fuck sheep. It's more of a challenge. Getting them out the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, shall we?
Yeah, why not? So yeah, it's Welcome to the Shoot Fat Boy
Yeah.
podcast. Billy Kirkwood.
This is fucking amazing.
Thanks
this
very
is
much.
actually really cool. It's like fighting in the kids, suck a dick. This is shit, Fat Boy.
Yeah.
It's nice because I've seen it. I've been getting to watch. I watched Raymond's,
Yeah.
which I thought was an absolute blast. I haven't watched Tarum's yet.
Terrum's not up yet, no.
I haven't watched his. Oh, that'd be why then.
Yeah.
And I know you've had the Dundee boys on. So
Mhm.
I'm in an eclectic group. I'm delighted to
Ah,
be here.
you're very welcome. Very welcome. And you've been up in Aberdeen this week.
I'm in Aberdeen this weekend.
Right.
I only ever I know comics seem to go up and do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I only ever do Friday, Saturday, which suits me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm up in Aberdeen for Breakneck Comedy this weekend.
Nice.
Probably the last time I'm at that venue because they're a bit of move, aren't they? So
That's what I've been told
Probably
anyway.
the
Yeah, he
last
said
time.
he's moving. So
so yeah, I'm up this weekend. It's been a busy week actually. I was doing Red Raw on Tuesday, which is the Stand's new act night. And what they'll do is they'll get like an experienced compere,
Yeah.
an experienced headliner, and you go, this will be great. And it's such a fun gig. And you go, I'll get to try out some new stuff.
Yeah.
But you get so little time. Like it's like you've got 6
Yeah.
minutes at the start to warm up the show.
Yep.
And by the time I'm just like, hello, this is what's happening, a little bit of dicking around, boof, go get an act on.
gotta go.
So good, man. And I've been back on the radio for the first time this week as well with West FM.
Oh,
So,
very good.
Back on since we had a baby because I was
Yeah.
meant to take 1 week off and that 1 week turned into 3 because I went, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm not going back. I'm going to hang
Well,
around. And
your wife maybe need a wee bit of help. So
She
that's
did,
a
she
good
did.
thing.
It's good to be back though. It's good to be back.
And what'd you have?
I had another boy.
Another
That's,
boy.
Third boy, little baby Jareth, the Goblin King from the Labyrinth. So he joined his brothers. So yeah, it was nice. It's nice. He's just a little baby. It's so weird because like even though there's like 4 years between him and his brother, it feels like a lifetime since I
Yeah.
had a kid. You know,
Mhm.
since he was a baby. Maybe I'm just too used to it now or something. You know,
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it's not quite the shock to the system. Because
Yeah.
I'll live away, Jason. I don't remember agreeing to baby number 1, but it must have happened at
Yeah.
some point. Because here we are, 3 in, and I will reiterate. I hope my wife listens to this. It's like there is no plans for a 4th kid because like I had joked about.
Yeah.
Well, I had said like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the snip this year, and then
Yeah.
her head spun round and went, what really? And it's like. Oh, sorry? Sorry, why wouldn't I get the snip?
Yeah.
What is this your way of telling me you want a 4th kid? Because I don't think I'm on board at all.
Yeah.
So, no, 3 sounds like a good... I'm the youngest of 3, so maybe 3's a good time to tap out at.
Yeah.
Unless I want
Well,
to break the chain away. Do I want the girl?
yeah. I don't have any kids myself, but I'm the eldest of 7.
Whoa.
So I'm from a big family.
Whoa.
So
How's it? How old's the youngest then?
he's about, I think he's what, 24?
Jesus.
So yeah, there's about 24, 25, something
How
like
old
that.
are you, Jason?
I'm 43 this year.
Fucking hell,
So it's about
man.
17 years
Mum and Dad
difference.
had a plan.
Yeah,
Or
well,
didn't have a plan.
my mum had a plan. I think. I think that's what you need to learn is that it's your wife that makes these decisions. I think.
Well,
You know.
I've got to say she's going to have a hard time without my
I
cooperation
think we had
number 4.
I think we had a conversation once, and my mum was like, "You were planned. Your sister that came 11 months later wasn't
oh
planned.
no!
Your next sister, she was planned.
Right.
Your brother Liam," and my dad always goes, "I never planned that." And my mum's like, "I did." And then the next one, I think the next ones after that were I think Whitney was planned, and then the other 2 they weren't planned. It's what happened.
It's
So
exhausting coming up with names for like 3 kids, let alone fucking 7. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, my brother's. I got my brother Dale,
mhm.
who's named after a singer. I can never remember who. I should know that, but I don't. I've
Yeah, that's
forgotten.
okay.
Then there was my brother Jason, who's named after Jason King.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And I was not meant to be Billy.
Okay. What were you meant to be?
I think Sebastian got kicked around at one point.
Okay.
Sebastian. There was a couple of other names. Theodore was kicked around as well, apparently.
Okay.
And then my granddad William got sick.
Right.
And so I was like, promise me you'll call the Wayne after me. I promise. And I went, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, another William in the family. That's what we
Yeah.
need. And then old fucker lived for another 3 years. So somewhere along the line, that William became Billy.
Yeah.
Half of the family know me as Liam, which is odd because there's Irish blood in our family.
Yeah.
So half of them
Well,
know me as
that's short for William.
which
Yeah.
so people don't know. I wish I'd taken a stage name
Yeah,
man.
Liam Kirkwood.
The arrogance of using your own name. I wish, and I thought it, man. I remember thinking, oh, but it'd be nice if people knew how well I was doing in the early days. But I wish I could go back, just give a shit, anything.
Yeah.
But your own fucking name, if nothing else for tax reasons. Come on, come on. Ajax Stilvecki. That's what I wanted to build. Ajax Stilvecki. I read it in a book once. Ajax Stilvecki. I had all these names. Maybe it's not too late.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll change my act and just go
for it.
fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
I turned 40 last year, so it was like, well, maybe it's time to just reinvent it all.
Reinvent the whole thing. I got a brother as well called Liam.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, and I've got another brother. It's called Brennan.
Oh, right.
And those two with Liam Clancy and Brennan Clancy, they're my mum found those names from. There was an Irish, the Clancy brothers.
Yes.
Band.
I was
and
about
they
to
were
say, it sounds like a band.
Yeah, it was Liam and Brennan, and she always liked those two.
Yeah.
So she named my two brothers that.
My sons have. We made sure we were breaking the chain.
Sure.
It wasn't going to be another William.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be like, I'm just breaking the chain right there.
Yeah.
So we've got Loki Indiana Kirkwood, because Indiana
Fantastic
Jones
names.
was named after the dog.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Our dog's name is Indy.
That's right.
Then there's Moriarty Tiberius Kirkwood, or Maury as we call him. Tiberius being James T. Kirk's middle name.
Yeah.
And Moriarty, obviously after the Sherlock villain.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Jareth Quint Kirkwood. So Jareth is the Goblin King.
Yeah.
Now his character.
Quint from Jaws.
From Jaws.
Yeah.
And Kirkwood because it's our name.
Yeah.
Because I had to keep that. Apparently you're not allowed to give them a different surname. I wonder if you are actually. If you can give them a different surname. That'd be weird.
I'm not sure about that. But
Bad enough, man. I don't want people thinking, because like I get funny looks when I'm kicking about with the kids at the best of times. And the thing is, because my eldest here has high functioning autism. He's smarter, funnier than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
But the kids, they kind of learn behaviour off each other, and they're currently out of nowhere. The classic Walt Disney 101 Dalmatians seems to have become a big hit.
Right.
So they'll copy what they hear. So what they're doing is they're doing accents in this like weird English. I'm hungry, father. I really am.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, don't do this, because this makes it sound like I've kidnapped you. Kicking about with these two English polite little boys. This looks like I fucking kidnapped you. Don't make this any harder than it already is. I don't think they're his kids. Shut up.
Well, I like the names. I certainly like the names. That's that's pretty cool.
I thought we'd try and make it sound a bit different, because everyone's just...
Yeah.
Garys are dying out, aren't they? It's like the whole thing that they say the name Gary is dying out. Because nobody's calling their kids Gary anymore.
Yeah, some names always make these little revivals every so often.
Yeah.
Like Frederick has made a bit of a revival. And George, obviously, because of the...
Like, it's never going to be Senga or Beatrice.
Yeah.
Or Betty's on its way out. People go, I don't know, is it? I think with Betty for wee girls.
I've actually heard of Betty recently. Somebody came with a
baby,
Betty.
Though?
It was a newborn, but
really?
I don't know them. Somebody says, "Oh, they've called it Betty."
Betty.
It's
Maureen.
a hard one. That's a handle to have.
They're old lady names. Agnes.
Yeah, I've not heard an Agnes.
I've not heard an Agnes in a long time. It's just some of those names that'll die.
And
out.
Betty. I mean, when I was at school, nobody was called Betty, but they would always say, "Oh, she's a sweaty Betty." Like that was
exactly.
So
I got a fucking silly Billy all the time, man. I was like, oh, your patter's rank.
Exactly.
I wish I had a mouth I had now. Go back and use it, man. I'd say that, I'd probably get a fuck kicked out of me. Kids are dicks.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, if there's any children watching, kids are arseholes. Accept it now and fucking give back as good as you get. The teachers are going to do nothing.
No, there's not much they can do.
They're going to do nothing. So
exactly.
Have a shot back. Go for it. I think I'm inciting battle royale style violence in schools. I'm gonna fucking go back.
Yeah. So you've got a show coming at the Glasgow Comedy Festival in March.
I do. Do you know?
Tell us all about it.
This. It's weird because like this year is going to be a real sort of year of ramping stuff up in a very weird way. I don't know if it's turning 40 or if it's just after like I do a breakfast radio show. And there's just been sort of transitional periods in life, and don't get me wrong, I've been as busy as I've ever been, but it's just like this year it felt like there needs to be a change, really. There needs to be more new stuff and new projects. So the idea of this show called Happy Goth, which was originally called the the obligatory show about the inevitable show about having kids. But then
Sure.
some people got really arsey about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, fucking right, I'll leave that for the fringe then. I'll come back to that in a minute. So I changed it to Happy Goth. So what it is it's kind of like half of it is almost about these changes. It's just getting people to come along and have a laugh and sort of get rid of misconceptions, because I think people think I'm metal as fuck, but inside I'm a cheerleader called Kimberly. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Even though I am metal as fuck, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take drugs.
Sure.
And people just don't get their fucking head around that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's a little bit of that, really, and also kind of breaking conventions about how life can be fucking miserable, so you might as well be kind of cheery going through it. I also had a battle with depression like in 2018 that kind of hung over 2019, and I've got no issue with talking about it now.
Good.
But it was the darkest bit, but because you keep going, because I mean you're still operating.
Sure, yeah.
Which I think is so many people. Actually, Billy's always right. It's always fine.
Yeah, that's right.
I really, really wasn't.
Huh.
And it took me turning around and going, something's not right.
Yes.
So ironically, people going, I'll be all right on his own. Yeah, I was, because I turned around and went, and it's kind of dealing with that period, sort of coming out of that and going, fuck man, let's get in about life again.
Definitely.
Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even stuff that you it's weird, man. You find yourself getting negative about shit and you go, why am I negative about this?
Yeah.
This is not like, and I've never had that attitude.
No. Sometimes it becomes a habit as well once you start it.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. Negativity will bring you all that. It has nothing positive to it.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear comics being negative about other comics, and I always kind of find myself going, oh, just being nasty, you know, it's like, you know, just being nasty, kind of like, you know, blowing out someone else's candle doesn't make yours burn any brighter.
No.
What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So it's kind of that irritating attitude that I want to get over a bit in the show. Come along, have a bit of fun. I'm going to tell you about some of the horrible shit that's happened, but in a very funny way. And then there'll be a little bit of riffing with the audience. I just want you to go, this guy's a good guy to spend time in company with. And yeah, we'll talk about having kids and how it changes life, but I'm not one of these, not that there's anything wrong with that. And those were some of the comics who got annoyed about it. All their set is about having kids. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. Maybe that's still something I'll do if it...
Or they were annoyed that some of their stuff's about having kids.
Yeah, and they thought,
you're talking about it.
I was taking the piss. And it's like...
Seems a bit silly.
I was a bit, but I was kind of taking piss out of myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about you. You weren't a factor in that.
Right, yeah.
It's like, I don't put, when my kids are newborn, certainly for the first few years, I don't put up a lot of pictures of kids on Facebook or social media. And I said that, I remember when my first son, Loki, was born, and I got a couple of dickies messages going like, what the fuck are you doing? You having a go? And it's like, I wasn't having a go at you. I was saying I'm not going to put up pictures of my kids. People are so fucking sensitive.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
And
so what?
And there's a little bit of that in the show, really. So it's just... there'll be some new material stuff that's never been done before on the stage, because this show is the next step towards Edinburgh, because I'm going back to the Fringe this year.
Oh, good.
And which I haven't done in a few years. I've got like a couple of shows in the canon.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, I want to do a show about being on the radio, but I can't do that until I'm off the radio. Otherwise, no one would hire me.
Yeah.
And this show is all about... It's kind of the first journey to that. I mean, I'm doing that. I'm doing a tour. But yeah, so that's really what this show's about. It's just about having a laugh, not having like any, like even talking about like a little bit of depression and stuff like that. It won't be a wee bit of the show, but again, it's like these are the fucking stupid things that when you start. It's almost like when you start going like things aren't right, because it's such a. I mean, I don't mind people coming along and they get a deeper reaction, but I'm not here to win the Edinburgh Award and stuff like that.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm here to just make people laugh and have a good time, and that's my attitude on it. Maybe that's something I could aspire to down the road, but it's not what the show's about. It's about coming and spending time with me and having a laugh. Yeah. And one of the things is, I think over the last couple of years, I feel like I've got a little tied up and doing like, well, this is how I'll do things. So it's about loosening it up a bit again, loosening it up and just
figuring it out,
having fun with the audience. And I think that'll be the fun bit. There's nothing better than standing on stage, I think, and actually going, man, that bit is dying and it's fucking old.
Yeah.
And even an audience like, we know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's keep going. It's just, it's putting the work in, because I work fucking hard, and it's about putting the work in stuff that I really want to do and sort of refocusing a wee bit. and that's it really. And the show itself is coming along and having a laugh. There will be an element about having kids and how that changed my life for the better, I think. There'll be a little bit about working on the radio, though I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
And there will be a little bit about, I mean, just like, even just the stuff that, like, I love pro wrestling, so there might be a little bit about pro wrestling, and trying to talk about pro wrestling to an audience that don't get it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, but it's like, oh, so you must be like this grungy, dark, fucking
living in your
depressed
basement.
guy. And he says, like, no, I'm completely the fucking opposite of that.
Yeah.
And that's it really. That's that show. And then the cat's out the bag now because we're starting to book in previews. But I'm going back to the Fringe this year.
Cool.
Details about that will be coming out in the next. I'm actually trying to figure out what show to do because I did a show previously at the Fringe called Show Me Your Tattoo.
Right.
Which was a huge hit. And
Right.
I haven't done it in a while. And part of me is actually kind of like, I'd kind of like to go back and do that show again. The whole thing was like, almost like a total reboot.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference between that guy and this guy.
Sure.
And one of the coolest things about it was you get audience members coming that had tattoos, and we got to talk to them about their tattoos. And the way I always pitched it was the world's first ever stand-up comedy improv chat show.
Right.
Because it could never ever be the same show twice.
No, couldn't it be? Yeah.
Like, there was no way, like, even there was bits and bobs in the show where we'd play this thing called, like, Tattoo Bingo, where I had all these images that I had never seen, and we would see them together, and the audience would design it, and we just, like, I really enjoyed doing it, and the idea of going back to do that. But the other one is potentially the inevitable show about having kids. But then I don't want to alienate people, so I don't know. There's the businessman and there's the creative guy, and it's like the radio show thing might be next year,
right?
And just going along and being immersed in the Fringe this year is a huge important thing.
Yeah,
I think I stopped. Do you know what it is, man? It's about losing the fear. Like, I think you find reasons for talking yourself out of shit.
Yeah,
and I think. For me this year, and like, I've never got enough time, and I've never got enough time. I wish the day was 48 hours longer.
I know what you mean.
I would love that. I wish I didn't have to I hate sleep, even though I get probably less sleep now than I've ever had in my life. I hate sleep. I hate having to go to sleep. If there was a pill that went, right, you can take 20 years off your life, but you don't need to sleep, it's like, right, I would bang it down and take my chances. And it's really just about losing that fear of finding excuses. Like, I can't go to the Fringe, I'm doing the radio. I can't go to the Fringe, we've just had a kid. I can't go. It's like, fuck it. I'm a professional stand-up comedian that works fucking hard. Why am I not at the Fringe? Even if I do fail, it doesn't matter. I'm going there, and some friends this year were like, nah, you should be doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
And some positive sort of collaborations are coming up over the next year. There's talk of going to Australia next year, which has been a lifelong ambition since I started. I've always wanted to do stand-up in Australia. Sure. Like, I've always wanted to. And folk have been saying,
you should go.
Come. You will smash this.
Yeah.
We will. But now it's, and I had the opportunity a few years ago and I turned it down because of the radio. And now it's coming around again, and I'm sure I'll get back up from those guys, so I'm not worried about that. But the idea of, like, you really need to come now. Like, you really
this is the time.
Now's the time. Feels like time. And even my wife's going, like, why don't you go? Why do you go? Well, it could mean I'm away for like 6 weeks, 2 months. It's like, we'll be fine. And it's like, I won't be, because I'll be missing like I went to like WrestleMania for like 6 days like a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh my god, I miss my family so much. So it's like, but we've even talked about the practicalities of it. It's like, well, I could go across for 3 weeks, and then you could come along for like the second 3 weeks, and then we could all come home together. It's like, if you don't mind. And she's like, well, no, you come to mention it.
There you go.
So
no more procrastination.
That's it, man. It's like the eat the frog thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still things I go, oh fuck. It's like, I don't have like an agent. I don't have like a team of people, which is hilarious. No, because like I do all these different things. Like I'm on the radio, and like and I do stand up and all that. And people think you're fucking loaded. Yeah, people think you're fucking loaded, and it's hilarious. I can show you my I mean, I've just got it. I can show you my fucking tax bill for what was in theory my best year ever. And it's like, and even at that, like, a third of it goes to tax. Third of it goes to expenses, because otherwise you're just going to end up paying tax on it, and before you know it, there's fucking no money. I find it hilarious that people think, oh, there must be a team of people Who do I
Yeah.
contact to get in touch with you? And it's like, are you
Yeah.
joking?
Yeah.
I find
Billy
that
Kirkwood at Gmail.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like, and they fucking freak out when you reply, or like even on the radio show in the mornings, like the phone will go, "Hello, is this Billy?" And it's like, yeah, I'm like, phone's sitting next to me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So it's even that type of thing, talking about like smashing like, man, the show about radio is going to be fucking amazing, but I won't do that because the radio show's doing really well just now. So
Well, that's good. Yeah, you want to keep that.
it'll make it
That's a good bread and butter one. You want to keep that
yeah,
going.
it is, and you know, man, it's a fucking learning experience.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I would say that to I've said it to many comics. It's like, I think every comic, it should be like what was it like? What did they used to call it? Civil. Going into the service, when they used to make you go into the service, everyone had to do like a year's worth in the army when they were like growing up.
Yeah.
Well, not our generations, but maybe like our dad's generation, granddad's generation. It's like, I think everyone should have to do a tour of duty or breakfast radio show for 1 year. Every comedian be like, right, okay, Jason, you're doing it this year, all the best.
Yeah.
Everyone should have to do 1 year's tour of duty. You won't fucking complain. My God, there's shit you'll never complain about again.
Yeah.
Sleep, but it also makes you find content next to everything. And
Yeah.
it really, it's been a great, and my wife's been incredibly supportive. Everyone's been supportive, and I've had a blast, man. I've had an absolute blast.
How long have you been doing the radio for?
3.5 years.
Wow.
3.5 years. We, in our time, have been the most listened to show in the station's history. So
Wow.
we're very proud of that.
Well, congratulations on that.
We're very proud of that, and it won a Scottish Comedy Award for my work on it last year, which was great. I was more surprised than anyone else. It's terrible because I've won 4 comedy awards,
Right.
and I cannot. It's quite funny because like if you're giving out an award, it's more of a roast at the Scottish Comedy
Sure.
Awards. It's a bit of fun. Like me and Neil Bratchpiece will do it. We'll have a good laugh. And then if I've ever had to accept it, I've got nothing to say. I've literally got nothing to say. And I think that's it. It's like there's this bravado outside, but inside it's like, oh God, the real me is like, oh goodness. It's this timid little thing, and I wish he'd fuck off on occasion. I wish I could be more braggadocious. I'd probably be on Saturday night fucking telly.
Yeah.
And it's so I'm very proud of that, and hopefully that'll move forward into other things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't know about anything, man. It's
No.
If I could go back, 15 years and go, by the way, you're going to be a professional stand-up comedian, and you're going to be a wrestling commentator, and you're going to be doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Hindsight's a great thing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. There was also the stuff I'd changed. I'd suck up a lot more and use a ukulele in my act. I'd probably be doing a lot better.
You said you do wrestling commentating. Where do you do that?
I do that for a company called Insane Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
We're based in Glasgow, but our show airs all over the world.
Right. Okay.
We've toured all over the UK. Where I believe we are still the biggest independent wrestling company in Europe.
Okay.
Probably somebody will watch this and go, motherfucker, are you hell? But I've been doing that for those guys for about 8 years.
Okay.
I'm still very much learning and on the job. It's interesting to watch the job change as times and styles have changed. It's like it's even stuff that I go, because it's an over 18s product, so you just have to say whatever you want. You can't really do that as much now.
No.
Which is fine.
I know what you mean.
So I've been doing that since way back, and it's one of the best jobs I've ever had. It's hard. It's like 3 hours, and people go, "Why you just talk pish?" It's like, give it a go, give it a go. And so I've been doing that. And I've got to do some amazing things, man. I've got to open the show at the Hydro. I've got to play the Hydro a couple of times. Going to be in a tour bus touring up and down the UK, which is so fucking rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like all these amazing experiences, and of course I got to watch these amazing talents, which I love. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I love pro wrestling, so I got to watch this and be a part of that, telling the story, and I just love it. And if it ended tomorrow, I couldn't complain. I would complain. I'd be bitterly fucking
I know what you mean.
But it's been some fucking ride, and long may it continue.
Yeah.
It's even like the stuff like I do remember being on the tour bus, and thinking, this is hell.
Yeah.
This is hell, because it's all these sweaty, smelly bus. But just living this raw. But it's like there can be a lot of people that have done this.
No.
Do you know, they can be a lot of people, and I never thought I would get to do this. So fucking just enjoy it. So I would never complain.
Yeah.
I would never you would never find anything. And I think sometimes if you seem quite easy-ozy, it's like, again, I'm not particularly bragging. I don't suck up. I don't politic.
Sure.
I wish I could. I wish I did. I probably would do better.
Right.
But I would be, ingenuous to myself. It's it's fucked up. I just the most wonderful experiences.
And do these wrestlers that are wrestling on your show, are they trying to make it into the final spot, like obviously WWE?
God, one of our boys is going to be headlining WrestleMania this year in Tampa.
Fantastic.
So it can happen.
Definitely.
And that's Drew McIntyre, known as Drew Galloway to us. And a story he started wrestling when he was very young, made it to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
It went okay for a while, and then they let him go.
Right.
And he came back to us.
Right.
And kind of lit the fire under him again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went back.
Right.
And now he's going on a WrestleMania. And we've got a couple of guys that have progressed onto WWE, as have many other companies.
Of course,
I would argue this with anyone, any of the other wrestling companies. There was a whole bunch. There was a little boom period. And it still is in British wrestling. And that started with us.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that with any other company. Well, I think you'll find it. No, it started with us. We had like documentaries on BBC, on the BBC. Grado wrestles for us, and is a TV, big TV comedy personality now in the UK. It was just a huge boom, and we kind of helped start that. That started with us. I would argue that with anyone. And I'm sure that the good people at WWE did see Grado versus Drew McIntyre, or Drew Galloway, I should say, in front of 40,000 screaming fans at the SECC, and went, oh, we want a bit of that.
Yeah, definitely.
We want a bit of that. So
exactly.
We've got a couple of our guys. We've actually got a little, where I come from in Ayrshire, there's a little harem of people that work for WWE, little harem. There's like Noam Dar, there's Piper Niven, or Viper. There's Drew, of course. Mm-hmm. I'm forgetting some other one. I'm forgetting another one. Oh, great. Well, Grado doesn't work for WWE, but I'm about the only person that doesn't get signed for a fucking major company. So it's WTF at BillyKirkwoodLive.co.uk, just in case you have lost the email.
Definitely. We'll
I am more than willing to sell out a moment's notice. Honestly, any time now. I can suck a cock for $4,000. I don't know, maybe 4, maybe put it over 5. Brexit, the pound's not worth it.
Yeah, it's no. I used to watch the British wrestling when I was a kid, so it was all Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, all that stuff. Yeah. And then I remember seeing American wrestling when I was probably about 7 or 8. Right. When my dad and my mum they took us on a holiday across to the United States. Right. We were in New York and the East Coast area, and we went into Canada as well to visit my dad's relatives. And you just remember them putting on the TV, and they said, "Oh, do you like the wrestling?" Yeah. And I was like, I watched the Big Daddy, and they're like, "Who's that?"
Do you know who Big Daddy is?
Yeah, and they were like, "No," and they flicked it on. It was the first time I seen Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Andre the Giant was there. Yeah, Brutus the Barber. All the old sort of classic 80s.
That's what blew my mind. It's like because I'm old enough to remember the tail end of British wrestling being on TV. Yeah, and my mum loved it. And then I went to secondary school, and I met a guy called Mark Baird who liked wrestling. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of, I remember he hooked me up with a video, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. You mean there's more wrestling out there? Yeah. And that was me, man. I hooked. Yeah. And I'm not one of these guys that, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of these guys that like, I grew out of it. No, I've been like since like 11 or like even younger, like probably about 7 or 8. Yeah. I've been hooked. Younger, I guess, if I'm up from the British wrestling. I've just been hooked, and I'll digest any form of wrestling I can. Yeah. From Japanese to US to UK to anything across Europe. I spend. It's funny because people go, "Oh, did you watch this TV series?" It's like, man, I watch YouTube and pro wrestling. That's pretty much all. Yeah,
that'll take up all your time.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I was listening to a wrestling podcast driving here. Yeah. I'll probably listen to another one on the way home. In a hotel room last night, the first thing I did is I turned on AEW. This morning I had on SmackDown. It's pretty much all
your life,
all I watch, because I love it.
Unfortunately, I was one of those people. I grew out of it probably around about 14 or that, and every so often it'll come on the TV, and there is that little sort of nostalgic part of me. It's like, let's see who's wrestling.
But it's also quite topical, so there must be like people that watch it now and go, I have no idea. It's like if you used to watch Corey, And
Yeah.
then you watch Connie now and you go, I haven't a first fucking clue what's going on.
Exactly.
And then maybe Gail Platt. Oh, that's Gail! I know Gail!
Yeah.
It's kind of like how it is now. But I mean, yeah, you take a couple of weeks off of watching wrestling, you will be like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because I did like a wrestling stand-up show, Joke Slam from Hell, which I did at the stand in Glasgow. We actually filmed it and they lost the footage.
Oh,
Fuck. Still, quite right, mate. It still goads me.
if you do it again, we'll bring the cameras. We'll do it for you. We'll
Mate,
make
that
sure
would
you
be
haven't lost
fucking
anything.
great. Like it was.
Honestly,
because
serious. I'll happily do it for you.
oh, that would be amazing. I mean, you know, it's funny you should say that. I think I would like to. Are you singing the Power Rangers theme? No, he doesn't want you to sing it into the mic. Because you only know some of the words.
Yeah, you're singing like me.
You see. You can't watch and sing at the same time.
No, that's all right.
You'd be pissing a karaoke. Is that his Phil? That must be. Oh, God. Is that the credits you're watching?
Power Rangers.
Right, watch the show. Stop singing the theme tune.
This is the best podcast ever.
Oh, yeah. He's just loving it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. You're
the funny guy.
You're what I'm pinning the future of the family on. You're the only thing that's going to make it on a Saturday nights.
Yeah.
It's quite so the wrestling thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring that back maybe next year. It's kind of weird because I've like inadvertently mapped out what I think the next 18 months are going to be.
Very
and
good.
It's like and I've been really mega selfish for the first time in ages. Whereas my wife, but it says no, you've just thought about what you should do instead of what you. Let me phrase it. What you could do instead of what you should do.
Yeah.
Like worrying about bills and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, I need to.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Maybe I should just see what fucking happens.
Yeah,
'Cause
sometimes
people
these-
walk around with millions of pounds of debt and they seem to be all right.
Yeah,
I worry
exactly.
about like, oh God, how am I gonna?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I generally find if you're, things will work its way out. As long as you're not being overly crazy,
Yeah,
then generally things will work out.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, but it's good to have a plan.
trying to anyway.
Certainly having a good plan
because
is-
like, I don't know, things can change at a moment's notice, can't they?
Yeah, they
You
can.
know, it's even with the radio and all that type of thing, venues,
Yeah.
gigs closed and all that. You never know.
Exactly.
You can find yourself, and it's and this year is going to be cool because I'm back on the road a lot more this year. Not that I wasn't last year, but I just feel it's like I'm going down to like Nottingham and Cardiff and London and
Yeah.
and Sheffield and Liverpool and there's more of those.
Right.
I don't know what that says about Scotland, but there's more of those this year.
And is this for stand-up or for wrestling as well?
Stand up.
Just all mostly stand-up.
For me, the book's open. I think I kept last year. I was so worried about getting booked up so far ahead of time
Yeah.
that things would come up and I go, I can't do that. I'm doing
Yeah.
this, and I need the money for that.
Yeah.
But this year, there's definitely been a shift in attitude. It's
Mm-hmm.
been like, right, that sounds fucking amazing. Right, I'll let these guys know I can't do their gig now.
Right.
And they'll be cool. They'll have to be cool about that.
Yeah.
And they probably will be because I will give them all the notice in the world.
Of course.
As opposed to these arseholes that suddenly can't do a gig like on the day because their
Yeah.
granny's died for the third time.
Yes.
This is a true story.
Okay.
I was an example of that, right? Things can happen on the day in comedy and in life where you just can't make it.
Yeah.
You just can't. It does
No, it
happen.
happens.
I get that. But, if you feel like you have to pull out of a gig like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, it's even niggling in the back of your head, just do it. Don't wait
Yeah.
until the day before, and phone up and have an excuse.
Yeah.
A comedian who will remain nameless
Yes.
was meant to be gigging for me, and he phoned me up and go, mate, it's just to let you know, my gran's passed away. My mum's gutted. She's absolutely in bits.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, mate, that's a real shame. That's a real shame. Right, I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
That this is the second time your mum has died. Okay? So I'm going to put a line under it. And we're going to say no more about it.
Yeah.
But just so you know,
I know.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Because to make matters worse, the first time we pulled out the gig, it was in a Messenger.
Yeah.
So I had it.
Right.
And it was essentially the exact same thing. So it wasn't
Yeah.
his dad's
Just in
mum,
bits.
my dad's mum. It was effectively word for word the exact same
Yeah.
excuse. And I was like, I'm sure I picked up the voicemail wrong. I'm going to phone it. I'm going to check. And then it was like, I wonder how many. I almost went, you know, it would be worth being a prick just to go, listen, how many times does this arsehole use this excuse on other people? This poor fucking woman died 18 times. But things happened, you know. It's a difficult business to be stand-up. It's a fucking difficult business.
Yeah.
And I think, like, it's quite good because this year, again, it's a shift in attitude. I'm hooking up and working with friends that are hungry and want to work the same way I do on our own projects that are like, let's fucking do. Why don't we do this? There's a real attitude of, why don't we fucking do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't we, like, you know, like I'm one of my best mates in comedy is Rick Molland.
Yeah.
And I don't get to spend enough time with Rick, but every time we hook up, it's like there's no time between.
Yeah.
And we've had some real phone call conversations recently that have been like, you're good. You're good as well. We should do more. We should do more.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this. Can't do that though. You should fucking do that. I'm going to help you do it. And it's just vice versa.
Yeah, Rick's a good guy.
Rick is probably is one of the hidden jewels of the comedy scene in Scotland. I think hands down he might be the best MC.
Right.
Certainly easily top 3.
Yeah, no, he's an excellent MC.
If anyone's going to argue that, because I guess anyone can be a good MC on any given night, but for consistency, he is the fucking man.
Yeah.
And every time I gig with him and he's a compere, I just go, you picture perfect.
Yeah,
Absolutely picture perfect. And it's and he's the resident of Monkey Barrel, and I'd like why he hasn't won that fucking award is bullshit.
Yeah.
Award I've won 2 times. But why he hasn't won like best compere, I think he's hands down. I think he's just one of the best acts, one of the most positive, responsive, forward-thinking people in comedy.
Yeah.
And just a really good mate. One of those dead hooker guys. One of those guys you could phone at 3 in the morning and go, there's a dead hooker in my room, I don't know what to do. I'm on my way up with bin bags and cable ties, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
That guy. And again, I know he's doing the Fringe this year, and it's like good. It's about time you did the fucking Fringe, doing a solo show. And if you ever get a chance to go to Monkey Barrel, which is
I've been a few times
one
there.
of the fucking best comedy clubs in the world.
It's an excellent comedy club.
Yeah, in the world. Go and check it out. Rick's the resident MC. Friday, Saturday nights.
Friday and Saturdays, yeah.
And he's got a new night actually, which is like at the Attic, the Comedy Attic, which is done.
That's right, yeah.
Which is where I'm doing my festival show this year.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going back to where it's kind of like I did. You know, first time I ever did the Fringe, I did a place called the White Horse.
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah,
it was off Thirlmell, which was really good. I liked that. And I had an offer to go and do Canonsgate, but I said no. Sorry. And there was a couple of other places that had offers, but I kind of wanted to do it back within the Scottish Comedy Festival.
Right.
Felt like that was the way to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it.
Very cool.
That's all thanks to fucking Rick as well, who basically went, you're fucking doing it. I'll give you a spot. You're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe. It's like, you're fucking doing it. You want to do it. Why don't you do it? And then there's my wife going, you want to do it. Why don't you do it? It's like,
exactly.
you're right. You know, I'm sick of being down on myself. Might make a pig's arse of it, but who cares?
Yeah, you just got to give it a go.
Yeah, man.
You've got to just give it a go.
That's
exactly.
Do you need a pee, mate? Because you are rolling about on that thing.
Nah, he's okay.
Patch this.
He's just eating his apple and watching Power Rangers.
Living the fucking dream.
That is the dream right there. Fantastic. So when did you start doing comedy?
Oh, God. It's always makes you feel so fucking old. I started doing comedy November 30th, 2004.
Right.
The Buff Club in Glasgow. And I think... Well, this is the whole thing. I signed up to do... I used to run a theatre production company.
Right.
And so my background had kind of been acting.
Okay.
Although I can't really say it had been... I like acting now.
Sure.
But at the time it wasn't like the plan. Maybe it should have been. It's quite funny to go back. But I come from like a working class family in Ayrshire. And back then you don't go and do... Fringe festivals. You go, no. You're
a bricklayer.
Yeah, a bricklayer. You have 2.1 kids. You go and have a fucking. You go and get a job in a factory. That's what you do. Regardless. Oh, you might. That's nice. You've got a wee like fantasy and whatever. But you don't do that. And that was really. And I was the geeky fat kid at school, so I definitely fucking didn't do that. But I ended up going and doing TV. My mum passed away when I was 17. I just turned 17, and it really made me, as much as an impact it had in the family, it really made me stand up and go, right, this can't be it.
Yeah.
This can't be it. And even though it took years and years to get that going, I started doing acting, I started doing filmmaking, and so I ran this theatre production company, and it closed its doors, and I got a job working for an insurance company making corporate videos.
Right.
And then I ended up doing media communications for them, which was fucking dreadful.
Right.
But you go sit down. This is the deep, heartfelt bit of the podcast. And you are ruining. I'm bearing my soul. I'm bearing my soul. You.
You.
High five. Go sit down. Right, on you go. Working on an act.
Yeah.
That happens throughout the show in Glasgow. You see when he gets into the really deep bits, he runs on and goes, "Shut up! Nobody wants to hear this." And then I go back into fanny jokes. But that was it really. And that company, they were closing down. And I'd always wanted to try stand up. I didn't know how you get into it. How do you get into stand up?
Yeah, I know.
I'd always loved comedy. I'd always loved stand up. And how do you get into it? So a friend of mine who was terrible had done a course by a lady called Viv G.
Okay.
And Viv G is the godmother of Scottish comedy.
I've heard of the course. I've never managed to get on it. So.
I will argue that with anyone, but
Sure.
She has origins that go all the way back to the stand. She get her on. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
What a story she'll have. So I won't.
Yeah,
ruin-
Martin was saying the same thing, and I said she's coming to Dundee soon.
Brilliant.
And I said to Martin, I've never met her before, so
Yeah.
he's going to message her.
I'll message her as well.
Message her and tell her she's more than welcome to come on here
I
before
will
it.
message her as
So-
well. I'll do a fucking video when we've done this, and I'll
Nice.
literally message her right there and go, "Fucking come and do this." But she was doing a course at Strathclyde Uni. It was a night course.
Okay.
And I was like, "Fucking how much is that?" And it was like £90. Oh Jesus, £90. Back in the day,
Yeah.
£90 is a lot of money now. But
Yeah.
back then it was like, oh my god, where the fuck am I going to get £90? So I got married that same year. And I came back and the stand-up course started the week after. And the reason I did the stand-up course, I hope Viv doesn't mind this, is there was a gig at the end.
Right.
I went, oh, I'll have done the
Right.
gig.
Like a showcase.
I'll have done the gig.
Yeah.
Nothing else to worry about. I've done the gig.
Yeah.
So we did the course, and I met some great people. On that course were Jay Lafferty,
Right.
Martin Elson, a guy called David Barr, who was part of the Franz Kafka big band, who were a comedy thing as well. They were really, really successful. Was there anyone else in the course? But like Des McLean and the Reverend, they'd all done this course. I didn't know that at the time.
Right.
So already out of that, we had three that have gone on to do it as a full time career. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone, but there was a really nice selection of people, and she taught you. But it was all about getting your 5 minutes together.
That's right. Yeah.
All about getting your 5 minutes together. And I knew I was funny, but material has never been the strongest point.
Sure.
I think because I've got ADHD, I have to find the way to make what I'm thinking funny. But bearing in mind, like, I will forget half of it as I go. It's the hardest thing. But anyway, it was good to that. You got your 5 minutes together. My 5 minutes was about, this makes it sound so weird, was about these cows that were going to start a band. And what they did was they bought celebrity skins. It was Ted Rogers of 321. And that was the set.
Right. Okay.
That was the set. And we did that gig, and it went gangbusters. It went really, really well. It was Alan Anderson who actually emceed it.
Okay.
It's funny to watch it back now, because I watch it back now and I go, oh my god, this is shit. This is utter shit. I would not do any of this stuff. There's even things in it. When I've done stand-up boot camps now, I went, never do that.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that. I'm just telling you that. I'd like be like a boxer telling, like, just don't ever do that. And I remember my first gig was November 30th. The Buff Club in Glasgow. Was the showcase. It went really well. That night, I got booked for a gig the following day.
Very good.
I fucking made it. I've made it.
I've done it.
This is easy. So I'm going to write so let me take you through the steps of how I got everything wrong within 24 hours.
Okay.
So I'm going to write a brand new set, right, which I'm apparently going to have memorised.
Yeah.
And I'm going to perform it in front of this crowd. It's going to go gang. I died on my arse.
Yeah.
But it was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Because it brought me
Yeah.
right back down. And I would always say, and they do say at the gigs that go badly are the ones you learn from, even now.
Definitely.
Even now, they're the ones you learn from, and they make you better. So that was it, really. It was only ever meant to be a hobby.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, right, I'll email this thing called The Stand, which I'd been to once.
Yeah.
And they apparently they've got a new act night, and I would do some gigs and just try and get the wheels turning. And even then, it was still learning. And gigs were few and far between. Me, Mark, and Jay.
That could be good.
No, I can't.
No.
Me, Mark, and Jay ran this thing called the Don Quixote Appreciation Society. We didn't pick the name. The guy called Aidan McQueen is now like in charge of the Commission Against Slavery in Europe. He's like a proper fucking. Do you know what I mean? It's
He's
like
a
proper,
real job.
a proper fucking job. There's pictures of him at 10 Downing Street and shit like that. Oh well, good for you, Aidan. And it was only ever meant to be a hobby. And the reason we started doing a gig, and it's funny because you get comedians that criticise other comedians now for it, is it meant we had a gig once a month.
Yeah.
Because how else do you get a fucking gig?
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's a little different now. It's easier now and it's not easier now. In the respect of there's a couple more gigs, there's fucking truckloads of comedians.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when we started, people were saying, there's all these fucking new comedians coming on the bill, you go back to like 1986 where there was like three
Exactly.
like three alternative comedians. And it would have been, I guess, an easier time to get yourself on the on a sort of wavelength. And we did that because it was a gig every month. Then we started going, I started doing improv and started doing like things at the Stand, and it was only ever meant to be a hobby.
Right.
And we did a couple of Glasgow comedy festivals. We all did shows together.
Yeah.
And but I had started by then. It started. I don't think I'm terrible at this. I don't see any way that this can ever translate into a job. You must have to get discovered.
Yeah.
Before it can become a job.
Yeah.
How do you get that spot? How do you get this spot? I don't know. So I got so I've been doing stand up about 2 years. And I got hired by Children's BBC.
Okay.
To write and act in a kids show, right? Now, originally I was hired as a writer, but then they went, well, we need fat actor number 4. I'll do that.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
So I'll do that. So, and then it was like, it was a show called Heads, which wasn't exactly high art, but if you think about it, it's kind of like Bo Selector, but for kids.
Right,
With
okay.
these giant celebrity heads.
Right, okay.
I think there's some bits of it on YouTube somewhere.
Right.
And we were on Saturday, whatever it was, on BBC One.
Sure.
And it was these giant celebrity heads and bodies, and they'd come in and act in sketches.
Yeah.
And that was it. You wrote about 40 of those, and then somebody would film them and you'd act in them. So anyway, the whole point was, though, as I was able to track what the money was, and it was like, I could live off this for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I went and said to my wife, I was like, because the job I was doing at the time I was hating.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do you think? We could live, wouldn't it be nice? I'm just about for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because at the time I didn't drive or anything. I was commuting up and down to Glasgow.
Right.
I was doing gigs nights and evenings. This was long before kids and all
Sure.
that type of thing. I think I'd just become debt free as well. So I was kind of like, what the fuck? What does it matter?
Yeah.
I'm not debt free now, in all fairness. Trust me. I've got 4 figures in my bank account and one of them's a fucking minus. Right? Times are hard. But and my wife said, yeah, go for it. Well, why didn't I go for it? So I declared myself full time because by then the diary had started getting a bit busier.
Yeah.
I'd started getting, regular bits here and there, and there. So it was like, there's going to be enough money coming in that I think we could ride this out for a while. Hell, if it doesn't work out, I'll get a job.
You just get a job again.
I'll go and stack shelves. I'll go and do
Yeah.
whatever I need to do. So,
Daddy,
yes, bud?
big dust zombies.
Oh, no.
That can be good.
Yeah.
No.
I might actually take you to the show.
Guess I
No, you don't ride him. Her. Get off. Get off. I'm going to wake him up. Go and sit over there.
You'll wake up and take off with
Go
you.
and sit over there. This must make me look terrible, man. Makes me look like the grumpiest bastard in the world. But I'm just aware of something. See if this were like someone else, I'll be like, right, go on, let's have a go.
Yeah. You're fine.
It's so that was it. It was like, and I sent emails to like a couple of promoters and what have you. I had time to spend on that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Going, hey, I'd like to do gigs. I even sent an email to, I remember sending an email to the Stand going, hey, listen, I'm going to be full time now, so I'm really up for anything going. And they were so supporters, as they are now with ACT. They were, oh, listen, that's great. Well, we'll certainly bear that in mind. And, it doesn't necessarily translate to them going, well, here's a squad of...
Yeah,
I
here's a
want to
load
make
of
that very clear. It's not like they
spots.
turned around and went, here's a bunch of spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, great. Well, we better make sure you've got. Like, they're not going to do that.
No.
But they were supportive,
Mhm.
and I'll always owe a debt to them for that. But it was, I think it meant like if you phoned up and you were like, I need to try some new stuff. Oh, we'll get you a Red Raw and what have you. I can't. They were amazing about it.
Yeah.
But so were a lot of other people. And again, it was like, well, if this doesn't work out, like after Christmas, I'll go back to just.
Getting
and then
a
I
job.
got another kids show, and the diary started filling up a bit, and it was like, I think I can do that. And again, like 1 year became 2 years, 2 years became
Yeah.
3 years, 3 years became 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now I think I've been full time like 12, 13 years now. It's been my job. And I will say this to anyone, it's like, I do, first of all, I've got a wife who's got a full-time job, to make that very clear.
Yeah.
And I work a ridiculous amount.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
ridiculous amount. And I do diversify. And a lot of people can't do that.
No, that's true.
So I'm very lucky in that respect. And this is me sounding like I'm bigging up myself a wee bit, but I've had to work,
No.
I've had to work fucking hard to learn to diversify.
Yeah.
And like I do the radio show, and that's the thing. Like the radio show, money comes in from that, and wrestling money comes in from that.
Yeah.
And I'm always trying to think 6 months, 12 months ahead, or trying to anyway, and trying to remain relevant and trying to remain topical. And
Exactly.
It's what you've got to do, and that was it, man. The journey has been fucking amazing.
Oh,
and,
sure it
and-
has.
And and I remember early on going. And still now, it's like every year, give yourself, I would say this to any act, give yourself a couple of boxes to tick. It could be anything. It could be like,
Yeah.
I'd love to MC a Red Raw. I'd love to do 10 minutes at Red Raw. I'd love
Sure.
to do such and such. I'd love to just have a couple.
Yeah.
Just try and make those what you tick.
Yes.
And every year, I still have those boxes.
Mhm.
I maybe don't get to tick them all.
No.
I'm still waiting for the Die Hard 18. I'm still waiting for that. But I have those little boxes to tick. I think are really fucking important.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did. And I've got to do saying yes to everything is one of the biggest things. Like just yes.
Mhm.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
I'll say yes to anything, and a lot of luck. A lot of luck, and it's and I think I'm like in a fucking Z level career in comparison to some contemporaries that are like way, that's just me. That's how I feel anyway. And it's weird because you will get people turning around and going something. Oh my God, you're Billy Kirkwood, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like it's just a name you've heard that's doing all right.
Yeah.
What the fuck could you do if Kevin Bridges walked in?
Yeah. Lose their mind.
Like, here's me. It's like, and you should just be humble. I think it's important more than anything. Stand up. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
I think everyone that's a dick eventually gets their comeuppance.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. I think what
Smiling
goes
down
around comes
smiling
around.
down the lens, saying that. And some people, you know who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah. I think I was similar start again. I've only been doing stand up now for just over a year now.
Really?
And I started out very much just kind of falling down the rabbit hole. How do you do stand up?
Yeah.
What? Not even necessarily wanting to do it, just figure out what it was all about.
Falling down the rabbit hole is a great way of putting it. Because it's the thing is like I do these other things, and sometimes you go, maybe this is it. Maybe this is me. Maybe this is the wind down. Maybe this is
Right.
starting to. Maybe I'm done. You look at the diary and you go, it's not busy.
Yeah.
Maybe time's just passed me by. I'm 40 now. All these type of things. You think that, but then I'll do a gig and I'll go, oh my God, I'm still in love with this.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I would say more than anything. I love it. Out of everything I do,
Yeah.
I've gone into things, even the radio and all that, and I've said, don't ever ask me to choose.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask me to choose because it won't win.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You won't win. I still love it like I did, and people say, oh really? It's like, well, I did last weekend. I was at the Rotunda in Glasgow,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucking loved it. And then a couple of weeks before that, I was at the Stand in Edinburgh, and I fucking loved it. Like it's just like you just come home and go, when this is the worst job in the world, it is still the best job in the world.
Yeah, still amazing.
Yeah, just to make people laugh and make that connection and try out some new stuff and it to go
Mm-hmm.
well or go bad, and then
Yeah.
you try it out again and then it goes better and you go, fuck,
I've captured it again.
Yeah, so and for my start, when I thought, oh, I've nailed it, and then I failed, I think it actually made me fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is not easy.
Yeah.
I assume it's the same buzz that athletes must get when they see their skills developing, like as a footballer or a hockey player or something like that. That's why I do think Falling Down Rabbit Hole is a great description, because it is like, you do go, how's this going? And then before you know too long, you start doing gigs and you meet people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. It's like, I have made some lifelong friends in comedy, even though I can be a little bit of a loner.
Sure.
I've made some lifelong friends in comedy, and I've met some of the funniest, most wonderful, eccentric, amazing people I have ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Off comedy and wrestling. I saw that. You're right. I'll line it up a bit. So it's been such a lucky ride, and I hope it continues as long as it can, until the day where I go, that's enough.
Yeah.
I think I would like to be ahead of the curve to go, that's plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, in fact, I've managed to hang on. I keep hanging on. You see people that like disappear, like give it up for like 3 years, and then they come back and go, well, I just don't go straight back into where it was. It's like, it's not like that, pal.
No.
I wish it was.
No, I did a comedy course as well. It was with Obi.
Oh, yes.
He was doing his one at the Yes Bar.
Yeah.
And I was looking online. I thought, I wonder if there's some kind of comedy course. I'd read some comedy books, bits and pieces. Saw his course. It was 50 quid or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? It's in Glasgow. It's not in Dundee. Nobody will know. If I go and make a mess of it, nobody will ever know. And I went through, did 6 weeks there. It was great. I met some really nice people.
Yeah.
It was just an opportunity to stand on a stage with a mic.
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily... I've spoken in front of big crowds and done stuff like that before, so that wasn't a big issue, but telling jokes, trying to figure out, how am I telling the joke? What am I doing with this or that? And that was just a great opportunity. And just doing that, and then I had my first gig in Dundee right in the middle of the sort of the course.
Oh, right.
So it was, I came back, did my open micer with Lewis's Icebreakers.
Hey, chill, man.
And yeah, just I would describe it as small titters of laughter.
Right.
And I came off the stage and I thought, well, I did it, and I know I didn't get, like 90% of the time nobody laughed, or they just sort of little bits of laughter. But I got one big laugh. I thought, well, that's the joke. It stays, and we figure out the rest from there.
And the thing is, there's so many different elements that you actually you need to learn from. Like, even last night, I was doing like breakneck comedy, and I ended up having to MC an open, and it was all over the place. I wasn't happy about it at all. And then in the second break, like, it was a high energy again, which is what I'm known for. And there's so many different elements. It's like, right, so was it me walking on and taking the mic, or was it the act before? Was there even anything not right in the room? What do I need to start looking for and start recognising?
Sure.
There's so many. I think I become a little obsessive about that. Like, what's
Sure.
the mechanics? Like, how do we play this one? What's going on? How is this gonna go wrong?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because it's weird as well. Because like people, like, I'm known from different places. Like, some people know me from like the radio. So sometimes like they'll send me down to, like, there was this thing called the Creamiversary Awards,
Right.
where they sent me down to do. I wasn't doing stand up. I was just there and trying to be funny in a silly way, and people just weren't accepting it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you just don't know this guy. You probably think I'm taking the piss.
Yeah.
You might also just not find it funny, but that might be one of the reasons you find it funny.
Sure.
But I remember there being the one woman at a table there killing themselves. And this was like literally 2 minutes of me messing about. And I was like, yeah, it's definitely the rest of the room. But it's also me not recognising that.
Yeah, you're not reading the room either.
I didn't read the room. So that's on me. I didn't give enough of a fuck about this. That's my fault.
Sure.
But that's good to come away from that going, well, it's a completely different kind of fish. And it is weird, particularly with the radio thing, because you get people that think the guy on the radio is the stand-up guy. It's like they are two completely different people.
Yeah.
Like, they could not be further apart. And I do
Sure.
warn people. I do warn people. So it's quite funny. You'll get... Because see, if you're on the radio, people think you're famous.
Right.
And they'll take pot shots like, fuck me, man, I've got some amount of fucking abuse. Still do to this day. And I go to hit back, and it's like, no. because that's like, if I do that, the radio station gets the shit.
Yeah.
I don't get the shit. The radio station gets the shit. So it's like, so you got to be careful. Don't feed the trolls, as they say.
Exactly.
Right? And half the time people are just sad. They've said it. See, if you're an arsehole online, you're a sad case.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is. Get your life sorted out. Go and focus on somebody who gives a fuck. Right? Do that. That's my advice to you. Don't waste your time. I'd even say that to fucking comedians. A number of fucking comedians that like to get into online arguments with other comedians. It's like, go write a fucking joke. Right?
Yeah.
Go book a gig in your diary. Go for a run.
Well, the Scottish Comedy Forum,
Fucking
for
don't
exactly.
get me started.
Exactly.
I am. And saying that though, it's in good hands now.
Yeah,
I
you were one of the
founded that.
admin for a long. Exactly.
I founded it.
Exactly.
It's all my fault. But
I think I came into that round about the October of like a year ago, last
that's
October
probably
there.
when I was just fucking off.
And you were just I had sent a message in. I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Kirkwood.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into this forum to try and see if I can get some gigs, and then you approved me. And then I just remember coming in and the first night it showed up, I was like, okay, let's find out what's here.
Yeah.
And it was just an absolute storm of,
Absolute storm
everybody piling on one guy. Or
Bob agony, man.
Yeah,
It's
just
like-
everybody trying to kill each other. And I was like, what on earth is going on here?
I don't like. The thing is, I can say this as much. It used to be an actual website.
Sure.
It used to be like the
Like a forums and stuff,
the forums,
yeah.
they were very popular in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, that's right.
Because there was there was Chortle, and they had a comedy forum,
Right.
but that was mainly England.
Yeah.
Right? Then there was we a couple of Scots would talk back and forth on there. Then there was one in Manchester, but there wasn't a Scottish one. I was like, why is there not a Scottish one?
Yeah.
I'll start one.
Yeah.
And we invited everyone, and then that went up. That was kind of up and downy. You wait for pee?
No, sorry.
All right, I thought you were. Get off! No, I do see you. I do see you. You'll think I'll forget.
What's so funny?
This. Leave alone. Go and eat your apple.
Yeah, he's not got his saddle on today.
You've got his saddle. Get off. You can't bear back. No bear back in sheep.
Yeah.
Over there. Yeah.
That is the noise.
I'm just going to continue. I always wanted to build just a bit of a community
Sure.
where like you could find out where gigs were, you could get some information, and it would be a lot more positive than that.
Of course.
Maybe that's me being naive more than anything.
Yeah.
But everyone, especially comedians, as you know, like a gossip, like us and such.
They do.
And it's like, bah, that's naive of me.
Yeah.
As much as the next guy.
It's-
As much as
yeah.
the next guy.
Yeah.
If some people knew who was on my muted list or the conversations that I had in cars, fucking some comedians
Yeah.
would never talk to me again. But in general, again, it's not actually a snapshot of what people are like, because comedians are in general positive, really nice, funny people. But fucking Facebook, man,
Yeah.
brings
Facebook,
it out in you.
Facebook brings it the worst in everybody.
Fucking does,
You know?
man. Fucking does.
And Facebook love that. That's what
They love it.
their algorithm.
They love it.
If it wasn't in a private group, their
Yeah.
algorithm will push that to everybody
Ugh.
under the planet. They love. Hate seems to spread so
Yeah.
much easier.
Yeah.
Because people are. It's the. Christians to the lions almost. People
Yeah.
can't stop watching the car
No,
crash.
you're right.
You know?
It's
So-
and I'm just not into it. I'm
No.
just not into it. I don't want to
No.
be losing sleep. I remember that. I remember there being one thing and fucking losing sleep over it.
Yeah.
I've just been up all night going, oh God, there's no right decision. Particularly when you go, there's no decision I can make here where somebody's not going to call you a cunt.
Yeah. Exactly.
I
I had the same thing with when I stayed in the States. I played a lot of airsoft,
yes.
so you shoot the little plastic pellets.
Yeah.
In America, there was full on, like the guns I had. If I was here with them, police
Yeah.
would be like gun squad. They
Yeah,
would think
yeah.
that's a real gun. You know,
Yeah.
it's all made of metal. It looks the part. And we'd go out and there'd be the club that I was a member of. We'd play a game, and the minimum that would show up was maybe 50.
Right.
On a good day, there could be 125 people.
Fuck.
You got 125 people with all these guns just firing at each other for all these different locations.
Yeah.
It was great fun, and but you went on these airsoft forums or anything like that,
Yeah.
Oh,
and there was always something going on, somebody doing something.
It says Mike Live.
I will go there.
I think it's on, but it's not recorded because
Right, that's
I've only
okay.
thinking that. But we'll probably pick them up in the background,
Oh, that's fine.
so
That's fine.
that's okay.
He just blabbered away. I think he's giving his director's commentary. He's just like, you don't look impressed with that episode. But,
No.
so yeah, I think that social aspect of it is fucking mental.
Yeah.
I fucking despise Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's part of my job.
It's a necessary evil, unfortunately.
It is certainly right now, anyway. And about growing your brand and all that type of nonsense. But I've started paying attention to it for this year for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I've just started putting stuff on.
Why not?
I don't know. It's like
There's people there.
people must use this
They do.
for something.
Well, you might pick up corporate gigs. You never know.
I hate corporate gigs. Like, I legit hate corporate gigs.
But I heard they pay good money.
Some of them do, man. You know, I did one at Christmas for this. It's a brand. I've got to be careful. It's a brand of like bars that are all across Ayrshire, and they were just,
don't say who they are.
I won't. Fuck them. In all fairness, it was one of the least fun. The audience were lovely, man. But you see, the organisers, it was like when they're putting up wacky videos of the management team. When they're putting up wacky videos of the management team, it's like, oh, and now here's videos of the management team, and they're all pretending to be drinking in the office, and that is just like, I want to fucking shoot myself in the face. And it's not selling to the audience. And like, and one of the guys is like a managing director. They must have had this guy doing surprise comedy bits like 2 or 3 times. And it's just like, what am I doing here?
What's going on?
These awards will not continue until everyone's quiet. I'm leaving. I hate this. And they didn't even pay me enough money. And even the guys at the techies were dicks. So I haven't said who it is. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking it's you, and you're thinking he's been an arsehole, think about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just think about what I'm saying and think about how he's behaved. That's all I'm saying.
Very good.
Not all about the money.
No.
I wish and fuck, man. Just one corporate. I remember a buddy of mine called Daniel Deegan. I remember him saying he thought he was doing a corporate for Sony for like 1,000, and he turns up and he gives them their invoice. And they go, this invoice is wrong. And he's like, oh, God, don't tell me it's like 100 quid. I mean, no, it's 10,000. Like, well, I'll fix that for you now. I'll fix that for you now.
Wait to get my biro out.
Yeah, I never get those fucking gigs. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah.
Man. Corporates.
10 grand.
Corporates are a fucking hard time. I've done a couple of corporates that have been like bad gigs and good gigs, man. I've got to support Tim Mitchin in front of 5,000 people. That's a good one. But I don't have a great memory of that. I think the worst I ever did, one of the worst experiences and best experiences of my life is I'd done Tina Park a bunch of times, right? Okay. Now, the Tina Park comedy tent used to be fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
The Stan took it over and kind of solided it up a wee bit.
Sure.
Like I did it one year and it was like, I did it on like the Thursday at like 3 o'clock thinking, well, this is going to be a death spot.
Sure.
And it ended up being all right.
Yeah.
And saying to the rest of the guys, God, you're going to have a great time. What I didn't know is the main arena wasn't open. We had like an inbuilt audience.
Right.
So for the rest of the weekend, there's like 20 folk in this massive tent and
nobody cared.
Giving the acts all this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've lucked out there. Then there was another year I went back and the stage was sinking and Tom Stade had turned up with no wellies. and they basically had to go like, we need to find wellies for Tom Stade, otherwise there's not an act.
Yeah.
And even then I remember standing in this tent and going like, there's nobody in this tent. And the guy goes, there's 2 people coming in now. I says, oh, there is. They are my pals. They've came specifically to see me. But it was all right. But the Stand did a good job and they built it up. And then like the following year, or maybe the following year, they were having folk do acts.
Right.
Like, do actual full-blown like hour-long shows.
Oh, right, okay.
And I'd heard that it was a bit rough going on Friday. But
Right.
I had swapped with someone because I was going down to London with ICW on the Sunday because I was originally meant to do the Sunday. So I ended up doing 1 o'clock on a Saturday and I'm going, well, this has got the death spot written all over it. And I'm doing Show Me Your Tattoo.
All right.
Which kind of purpose built for that, but it's like, and they'd specifically asked for it. I went, well, that'll be all right. But what I didn't factor in was nothing was open yet, and John Cooper Clarke was on after me.
Right.
So my tent is rammed.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a sellout.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking great time. And I say, well, what I'll do is I'll just introduce John Cooper Clarke when I'm done. Like, I'll literally go, I'll let him see it and go, anyway, thank you very much. Here's what you're all waiting for, John Cooper Clarke. And I went, if we do that, and it was Gemma that works for the Stand, that was her idea. She went, well, if we have MCs, and if every act does that, then it's going to sell. So there's not like a 15-minute changeover.
Yeah.
And Gemma knew exactly what to say. She's like, then this will work. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, this person introduces that person, a couple of people leave, you've nailed it. I'll do that for John.
Yeah.
So I did that for John. John Cooper Clarke. It was amazing. First time he was a cool cat to be around, but his agent I fucking loved, man. It was like Bricktop from like the movie Snatch. He was like an old school kind of guy.
Yeah.
And my favourite bit about him was like, it's swearing to come out of nowhere. He'd go like, "Oh, cappuccino, thank you very much, darling." And he'd be like, "I like you, Billy. You getting about these fucking cunts." And then he'd just like go like, "Oh, no, Jesus Christ," he'd go out of nowhere. He was just like a gentleman when it came to business. But then when he was like just gassing with you, he'd be like, "These fucking stupid bastards. Fucking wouldn't know what comedy was if it came up and fucking raped a grand." Oh, Jesus. Like, that's a direct quote.
Oh.
That's a direct quote. So anyway. John Cooper Clarke finishes. The place loves him. I didn't know a lot of his work. It was my first experience of his work. And there was like people in the front row, like blah, 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 going like right along with his poetry. Amazing, quick, so fucking quick. But he finishes, and he doesn't go. Anyway, there's another act on.
Oh.
And the tent empties.
Oh no.
Empties, and it's like, "Oh, you bastards!" Yeah, but and I think Jim was like, "Do something!" And I go running on. "There's more comedy in a minute." And maybe we kept like 80 folk out of like 400.
Oh no.
Which ain't great. But then we kind of managed to build it up as the rest of the afternoon went, because like I think I was doing a Best of the West show. Des Clark was on, and we ended up sticking them together and kind of making like an improv show. And it went pretty well actually.
Yeah.
For some reason. So 2 or 3 years later, back at T in the Park. This has all happened very last minute. Right, apparently it all happened really last minute. We're in the BBC Comedy Presents tent. It's not marked up for comedy. I don't think anybody knows we're on. Like really, it's not been publicised. That's not the fault of the comedy side organisers. That's the fault of Tina Park.
Yeah.
By then I'd already pretty much went, "I think Tina Park sucks." I just bomb it from orbit just to be sure. I do not like Tina Park.
Yeah.
And I don't as a result. And I was doing 2 shows that day.
Right.
And this barely like there's nobody in this tent.
Right.
And it is not, and we can't hear ourselves because everything's open.
Right.
Like they moved us from like 1 to like 4, and it's like we're fucking. I remember standing on stage and being able to see the fun-loving criminals.
Right.
On stage, I could see them. Go like, "Man, what are we doing here?" So I did I did a wrestling improv show, which did not go down well. Then I did the Show Me Your Tattoo, which was not designed for a second inning. And then there was comedy on after, and it built up a wee bit, but it didn't go that well. But I knew like guys were on later on from Viva La Shambles who are amazing.
Right.
And I went, something about chaos, that type of thing. That's exactly what this festival needs.
Yeah.
A wee bit later on. They just went into me. Fair enough. So I'm at the stand in Edinburgh that night.
Okay.
And I fucking felt like a shower. Like I remember someone saying, "You are so fucking funny tonight." It was like you had something to prove, and it's like I think I did. And just to remind myself that I was a fucking comedian. Slowly but surely, the Viva La Shambles guys start turning up. I've done 2 hours on that fucking stage earlier on in the day, and it has not gone well. So that shows you like a fucking. And one of the guys remember turning up and going, "You, fucking hero, fucking hero." And really went, "Oh yeah, that was awful." That was awful. And it was like, yeah, it was. It really, really was. Like we are each other, and it was like it was okay. And I went, yeah, it was okay, but it was like the worst fucking scenario. Because I remember meeting them as I was leaving T in the Park, and they're just coming in, and they're going like, "Yeah, we're on the way to the comedy." And me, what it was like? It was kind of like T in the Park, like the opening bit of Saving Private Ryan when they're on the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah.
And it's like shoot, 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 shoot.
Yeah.
And it's just and like I think he gets like his ear rung, and it's like silence, but all you can see is carnage.
He's disorientated.
That's what T in the Park was. Like, see when you stepped out of that tent and you'd see like a guy dragging a girl crying, and like just someone else is being sick, and like there's a fight going on over here.
Yeah.
You just stand there in your composure for a second, and you go, "Why do people come here?"
Yeah.
Why? And my buddy Mark Dallas had stayed because he was like, "Fuck it, the improv show was about going through, but at least we all got paid." It was like, yeah, we all got paid. Fuck it, I mean, that's and he does like spoken word comedy shows himself,
Right.
So he knows like they can go good and go bad. But I think that was his first experience of like this was a bad scenario.
Sure.
There was more fun had bad stage than there was on stage.
Mhm.
But sometimes that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But even I cannot complain.
Yeah.
I still kind of enjoyed it. I remember somebody said, tweeted me to go, yeah, I saw you at Tina Park. My mate was, I thought you were shit. My mate was funny on you and he was asleep. And I just tweeted back, at Tina Park? Probably. Probably. It's fucking horrendous. I hope they bombed that place from orbit. Yeah, fucking gigs, man. They keep you on your toes.
They certainly do.
And I think that's why I still love them. That's probably a weird one to end on. You won't want to, because there's other horrible things that happen in real life. I've shat myself on a seesaw at a 6-year-old's birthday party. That's the saddest, lowest moment of your life.
Yeah, you're not getting lower than that. No.
Even when you're like, this is the worst thing. You all right, Uncle Billy? I'm not. I'm doing that crying. It sounds like a straw going in and out of a McDonald's cup. Really
Yeah.
that type of crying. But my favourite Dundee story is I once saw a homeless woman in a wheelchair have a fight with another homeless woman in a wheelchair right here in Dundee.
I know who you're
You know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah.
I stood and watched. It's like, who's going to win this?
Yeah.
Gravity, probably.
Now, did one of them have a leg missing?
Yes!
Yes.
I stood and watched this thing for about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Go like, it was like Rock'em Sock'em robots. Like,
It would just be along there.
I think it was
Murraygate.
I think it was outside Liquid when I saw this.
Right, okay.
When I saw this, because I'd also saw a junkie in a tub of butter with a spoon.
That'll happen as well.
And it was right up there.
I had the same people on there's a part of Dundee, the Murraygate, and I came out one of the Costa Coffee shops, and this woman, she rolls up in the wheelchair and says, "Have you got any money?" And I said, look, I've got a couple of quid here, and gave her it. And I walked along the road, I see this other woman in the wheelchair, and initially I thought,
is that the same?
is that the same? Is she wheeled past me and come round? And I thought, oh no, it's a different person. And she wheeled up to me and she had the one leg. And she went, have you got any money? Now, genuinely, I just gave her my money. I says, I'm sorry, I just gave the other woman in a wheelchair. And to tell you the truth, she's just said the exact same thing as you. I need money for the bus, sort of thing. And I says, I've gave her my money. I'm sorry, I don't have any money. Yeah. And she went, that bitch. And she started wheeling up the way. And I just went,
now, for all you know, 2 minutes later, I've walked round and seen this fight.
That's fine.
Yeah, fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the horrible things you see in real life.
You've got your show in Glasgow.
Yes.
Where is it at? Time, dates?
The
Let's
show
plug it.
is at the Admiral Bar on the 28th. It's at 7 o'clock. Tickets are limited but still available.
Fantastic.
We've got about, I think we've got about 20 tickets left. We held a bunch back because last year it sold out. We sold out another gig. We've sold out another gig, but there's tickets left for this one because last year it sold out early, which was nice. But people complained like fuck. Another one I'm doing as well. I'm actually going to be at the Palace Theatre in Kilmarnock on the 1st of May, which will be like a sort of road trip best of show. That's on May 1st. Tickets are available at East Ayrshire Leisure. You can check out my social media. It's on there as well. That's going to be a big one. That's like half sold. It's like 450 seats or something.
Fantastic.
So that's about half sold. So hopefully we sold it out last time I was there 2 years ago. So I'm
Very
going to have
good.
to come back with new gags.
Yeah. Well, we'll put the links all in below the YouTube video as well.
Thanks, man. So all about the place, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter. I've got a LinkedIn.
Well, we'll definitely have you back on.
I'd love that.
Billy, thanks for coming.
It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Shoot it, fat boy!